YouTube? Welcome to my channel. This is the Earth Angel Network and I'm Megz. I will be your energy reader for today. I am super excited to start this YouTube journey and to create some type of community on here. So this reading is going to be about why are you so magnetic? Like, why are people drawn to you, right? I'll have two piles, which you should be able to see the pictures on the screen soon. And yeah, use your intuition, take a deep breath, and pick the pile that resonates with you most, the image that resonates with you most. So let's jump right in. Okay, so if you chose pile one, I believe that's the image with the lady, the close face up of the lady with the Chinese bamboo hat. I believe that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. So we're going to jump right in and see why you are so magnetic. So I have a couple pre-pulled oracle cards, but I will also pull the tarot on camera if I feel the need to. We might get enough messages just through the oracle alone. I'm also debating on whether I'll be doing pre-pulls or just pulling all the cards on camera. Not sure yet. Still trying to figure out what's the best approach to this. So for those of you that chose pile one, just starting from the image alone, right? Those of you that chose pile one, you might be someone who is creative in some way, okay? Someone who is well put together, okay? That might be one of the things that's making you magnetic. And I'm going to start with those physical traits, but not even too much of physical traits, but just like those physical characteristics. If you're somebody that's well put together, you might be someone that clearly takes time with your appearance, and that draws people into you. You also may be someone, considering that the woman in the picture is wearing the Chinese bamboo hat, but is not of that culture. You may be someone that's very cultured, very well-rounded, okay? You are someone that might be, no matter what walks of life someone's on, it's easy for them to find resonance with you. It's easy for you to connect with people that are not the same as you, okay? You also may be just very informed about different cultures. That could be in different ways. Maybe you listen to many different cultures' music. Maybe you're into many different cultures' food. Maybe you know about just know random facts about different people, different types of people. Maybe you grew up in an area that is diverse and you have had experience with people from many different cultures. And so people are able to feel a sense of connectedness to you, all people. You have something about your spirit is very universal. And it resonates with people that maybe don't look like you, aren't into the same things as you, but somehow when they meet you, there is a sense of resonance there. So that's like just from the picture alone. And also I noticed that the lady in the picture, she had very unique makeup. You may be also very unique. Something about your appearance may be very unique. Or you just may be very unique, very one of a kind of person. And that may also be what's making you very magnetic. Okay, so now let's get into the cards. Another thing about you that is very magnetic is your intuition, okay? So people see you as this kind of wise owl. A lot of you may not even necessarily look like you're carrying this energy, but when people start to talk to you and have conversations with you, they realize that you're an amazing communicator, okay, with this Mercury card. You are someone that has very unique ideas and thoughts about things, and you have a very broad awareness of life, right? You provide people with a unique perspective, and people often are very taken aback by your words and your thoughts. I mean, people find you to be very intelligent and wise, like I said. So that's something that makes you very magnetic. And again, you're just overall a very good communicator and conversationalist. And like I said, I feel like you're able to connect with people in various walks of life. Another thing that makes this group one magnetic is that you are someone that is very caring and nourishing. And by nourishing, you're a very nourishing and nurturing person. People feel supported when they're around you, people feel cared for. You're someone that makes people want to evolve into their highest version. Um, and you're someone that gives people food for the soul, okay? Your presence is food for the soul. Your words are food for the soul. Um, the way you pour into people, the grace and generosity, the grace and generosity that you show people, it is very nourishing to them. They just feel so full in your presence. And that's like full of love, full of comfort. Okay. You also help people um, understand where they are selling themselves short, where they need to practice more self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. And I think you model this for people as well. But not only that, you also uplift people, like I said, with your words. So because you pour all this love and nourishment into people, it starts to fuel their sense of self-worth and self-love. And it makes them realize that they do need to get better at setting boundaries, okay? Because this is a boundaries card. And it makes them realize where they need to establish better boundaries with people and where their lack of boundaries are making them appear not to have this self-worth. So you give them, I guess, the strength, you could say, to really embody self-love and self-acceptance, okay? Because you're so compassionate towards them. And maybe where they were being hard on themselves, you make them able to kind of see where they could improve. And you make them realize that they want to protect their future, right? That's what this card is referring to. The Dragon's Horde, they want to protect their future. You make them realize that, like, I have to set these boundaries. I have to embody this idea of self-love better because I'm making decisions that are not protecting my future. I'm making decisions that are not helping me grow into the best version of myself, okay? And I feel like this energy basically initiates them, right, with this initiation card, into a higher version of themselves, into a version of themselves that they can be more proud of, right? I also feel you help people. Again, yeah, embody higher aspects of themselves. You also help them, here's the moon, you got the moon card as well. You also help them see aspects of themselves that they weren't seeing and also get better in tune with their emotions, okay, and their truth. I'm also seeing that you help them realize where they are conditioned, okay, where their conditioning is holding them back. And all these things make you magnetic because being around you is life-changing, basically. It's transformational. It makes people, it shifts people. Like I said, it initiates them into a higher version of themselves and into this 5 + 4 is a 9, into completing cycles that are not serving them, into completing cycles that are jeopardizing their future, okay? Because now when they're with you, they want to make decisions that protect their future. They want to set boundaries. They want to embody self-love. They want to reprogram themselves and get out of their conditioning. And the last oracle card that you have here is the Don't Dim to Fit In card, okay? So I feel like you're so unique. Like I said, you're one of a kind. You're so, you're not in the box. You're not existing within a box, right? And so people get inspired by that and they realize how they've been being conditioned to fit in, okay? And it makes them want to step out of that. It makes them want to be free. Like the woman on this card, like she's outside naked in nature with a body that is considered not the standard, right? And she looks beautiful, right? And she is beautiful. And because she knows that and she's embodying that and she's standing in that, no one can tell her otherwise, right? And so you make people realize that they are enough, right? They are enough and they just need to know that and embody that, right? And so I love that. I love that so much, Pile One. You sound like amazing people. So now let's pull like just like one or two tarot cards just to add to this and close out the reading about why are you so magnetic, okay? Why are you so magnetic? Why are people drawn to you? Why are people drawn to you? Okay, so we got two cards here. We got innocence. Okay, so this is another thing too. People find you to be very pure-hearted, okay? They feel comfortable around you. They trust you because there is a sense of innocence that's radiating off of you. I'm getting a lot of you guys have two sides of you. There's like this mature, old soul side, but then there's also this very youthful, childlike nature, okay? This gentleness. People feel like you handle them with care, okay? And that's something that makes you very magnetic because a lot of people, even if they have a lot of friends and acquaintances, they don't necessarily have that sense of a safe space, but you provide that. And I'm getting that the last card that came out here is this guilt card, which is actually very different than all the other cards on here. But what I'm getting from it is that you help people sort through their dark thoughts in a way that's very compassionate, where they're able to kind of see the beauty. You see these flowers up here, they're able to see the beauty in all the struggle that happened here. And they're also able to release guilt because you're able to give them different perspectives. And even if you do have constructive criticism to give or advice to give, or, if you're calling them out on an area where they need to take accountability, you do it from such a loving space that they don't feel as guilt. Even if they were carrying guilt, they end up giving themselves some compassion, okay, in that process. And I think that's all I have for you, Pile One. Hope this reading resonated with you and that you really enjoyed it. Please come back to my channel and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I would dearly appreciate that. And so we're going to jump into Pile Two. And if you do feel drawn to both pictures, check out Pile Two too. See you next time. Okay, Pile Two. We're looking at what makes you magnetic. Why are people drawn to you? Okay, so for this pile, the big thing here I'm seeing is transformation. Okay, your energy is very, very transformative. And pile one had a bit of this energy as well. But this pile, it's like, that is what makes you magnetic. People that are seeking transformation or seeking a catalyst to transform, you are that, okay? You are that. You make people see where they are. You make people see opportunities where they only saw obstacles, okay? You make people realize that they are more resilient than they think they are. There's also two cards here that both have an eye with this sort of pyramid like structure or triangular prism like structure coming out of it. And both of these to me are symbolizing, again, higher perspective, right? You help people gain higher perspective. You help people expand their consciousness. You help people see beyond their limitations and limited sight. Okay. You're also a lighthouse in people's life. Okay. You bring light and you show the way. You show them that they're capable of much more. You help them realize that there is divine order to the chaos, that they have a destiny, okay? That they also have, there is purpose behind their existence, right? You help them feel a sense of, you give them a sense of meaning to life. Something about your energy gives meaning, okay? Provides a sense of meaning, provides a sense of clarity, okay? People, when they're with you, they're able to also connect better to their own light. They're able to raise their vibrations through your energy. And I hope this is not being done through like siphoning your energy, but nevertheless, your presence is helping them raise their vibration. Okay. It helps them, like I said, release blockages and approach opportunity. There's a sense of faith that you give people. People, through your faith and through the way that you talk about your faith, and your trusting in whatever you believe in, if God, the universe, higher power, the divine, okay, the mother, father, creator, whatever way you refer to that energy. People can see how much faith and trust you have in your path, that it makes them realize they need to surrender to that. They need to surrender to faith and have more trust in their path as well. That they need to trust that everything that's happening is supporting their healing and helping them become this butterfly, right? You help people move out of stagnant energy. Okay, you have that card here, the Dust Devil. You help people move out of stagnant energy, and all this kind of fog that was kind of blocking their vision, it clears away. Like I said, you're a lighthouse. You provide, you provide light to guide them to the way, right? I think you also help people. Here you got birth, a new life, a new age, birthing a new age, okay? Not even a new life, a new age, okay, of existence. When people are around you, there's just so much transformative energy with the Scorpio card. You bring death to what's no longer serving them. And this death is like within their minds, but with also within their physical reality, because I feel like with your lighthouse energy, it brings light to what's existing in the shadows. It helps people see where they've been self-destructive, where they've been engaging in manipulative tendencies, as well as where other people have manipulating them. Okay? I think you also help people realize what habits or addictions are blocking them from achieving this breakthrough, and what needs to be put to rest, right? And that could be relationships, like I said, habits, addictions, beliefs, thought patterns. Another thing that you do to people is that you are a mirror to them, for good or for bad. But I feel that you mirror to them not only their negative qualities, but also their positive qualities. And when I say their negative qualities, it's not that you are embodying those negative qualities, but the positive qualities that you have oppose their negative qualities. So it's like by you embodying the opposite of what they are in certain areas of life, it highlights that issue, right? And you call them out just by your presence. Okay, you're interacting with you as this makes the unconscious conscious. Things they couldn't see about themselves, they're able to see whether they want to or not. And the thing about it is that even though it's uncomfortable, it helps them manifest a better version of themselves. And it helps them see where they haven't been living up to their potential, or where they haven't been being who they thought they were, right? I'm also getting that you are someone that's magnetic because you're very deep, right? Life can be so superficial. Conversation can be so superficial. When people are around you, they're able to access more depth within themselves, and they're also able to experience more depth in a connection with someone else, right? You also help them dance more with life. This card says, do something to change your energy. Like I said, you help people realize where they are stagnant. You help people see where they need to break the chains of the past, okay? You help them see what needs to be put to rest, what needs to be buried and left behind. Because the reality is, a lot of these things that they were attached to are actually just obstacles on their path. You help them see the obstacles for what they are, and things that were bringing them comfort that were not serving them, you help them realize that. And like I said, not only do you help them see the parts of their character that they need to change, but you also mirror to them beautiful aspects of themselves that they want to continue to nurture and develop and bring to life more. And that's where this card comes in, where it says treasures hidden in the shadows. Okay, so aspects of themselves that they don't usually bring to the forefront, maybe because they feel that it's beneficial to move in a certain way, or that's how they keep themselves protected, or whatever the case may be. They're more light aspects. They're able to also see those, and because you're mirroring that to them. And it makes them realize the greatness that's also within them. And it makes them also see where they actually have gifts and where there is opportunities to kind of build a new life and create something new by highlighting those aspects and kind of working on the aspects of themselves that are shadows, that are part of their shadow. And so I feel like that's something beautiful that this group does, is like your energy is magnetic because it's just so transformational. People don't leave you the way they came, in a good way. People don't see themselves the way they used to see themselves after being in connection with you and experiencing a relationship with you. People are no longer the same. People are a new version of themselves, whether they wanted to be or not, right? So these were part of the pre-pulls that I did, pre-pull oracle cards. But now I'm going to pull a couple tarot to close out this reading for you and see, again, what makes you magnetic. What is so magnetic about you, pal, too? Why are people drawn to you? Okay, so we got two cards here. Let's see what we got. Okay, like I said again, awareness. You expand their self-awareness, okay? They couldn't see themselves, okay? A lot of people have a hard time seeing themselves because they're usually putting in more energy to avoid seeing the truth of who they are. But you mirror things to them, whether they want to see it or not, like I said. And sometimes that's by being the opposite of what they are. And sometimes that's by displaying a characteristic that they have within them that they're not nourishing, or that they're not exalting, right? And so through this self-awareness, they're able to see beyond the veil. And now that you can't change what you can't see, right? So it's like now that they can see what needs to be worked on, it allows them to move into this higher version of self and to grow in ways that they were unable to grow before. And another thing here, the other two cards that you got in this deck are postponement and understanding, right? And with both of these, again, it's like you help them gain a deeper understanding of themselves, of life, of relationships, and even a deeper understanding of, again, what's holding them back in life. And so with that energy, they're no longer in this postponement. They're starting to want to take charge. They're wanting to take the action necessary to seize the opportunity, to go on their destined path, to no longer wait for the breakthrough, but create the breakthrough, right? And yeah, I feel like that's all I have for you, pile two. So I hope you like this reading. Thank you so much again for stopping by my channel. If this resonated with you, please follow and subscribe. And get the notification bell going so you can see when I post. I look forward to building a community here, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you much for stopping by the Earth Angel Network. See you next time.